All right, boys, welcome back to the channel. We are finally back once again with our NHL 24 Winnipeg Jets franchise mode. I'm back from my vacation. Nice, relaxing time out there. Still had to do some school, of course, but we are back now. And I don't think the uploads, everything would have been the same for you guys for the most part. You know, upload on Wednesday while I was gone for the week. But we are now back, and I'm happy to be back into the swing of things. So let's just jump right into it. If you guys did not see the last one, we had a bit of a strange season, a kind of up and down season, if you will. We finished at 40, 32, and 10. So an interesting record, you know, not in the top like we have been for the past couple of years where we were President's Trophy winners last year, I believe. So we're kind of in like the midst of the NHL, down here more in like 16th place. Yes, I believe, yes. 16th place overall, scoring 3.33 goals for per game, which is pretty okay, but allowing 3.23, which is very unheard of for our teams. Usually we are great defensively. But this year, not so much. Kyle Connor was our leading our leading point scorer, and we are facing the St. Louis Blues in the playoffs. Let's get to the comments from the last episode, though, and it is from Alexander, who says, "Playoffs bound, baby. Well done. Thank you." This is one of the issues with the power play, because if you guys did not know, our power play is sitting at 14%, which is just unacceptable. We are down there in like the bottom 10 of the NHL, so we really got to change that. He says, Brodin is still on power play, 2 over Werenski, who isn't on either unit. So and then he says, as for the top 4, one suggestion would be to play the offensive defensemen on their natural side, Morrissey and Brodin, and then Werenski and Lindell. So I'm going to make those changes to the units here. We're going to put Werenski on the second power play unit. These are our lines if you guys are just joining us also. But looking for Werenski to play on that second unit. I can't believe I had Brodin in there instead of him. So let's put Werenski and see if that can really change things up for us. It doesn't change the chemistry at all, but we've got great overalls on these lines. So I don't know why they're performing so poorly, man. I even have Kyle Connor as the finisher, Josh Morrissey as a distributor. Like, I don't really understand why our power play units are not performing well. Maybe over here we don't have Brock Besser doing it. We can have, I'm not sure, Uriel Velarde as maybe Zach Werenski as the shooter. Like, I'm not sure exactly why our team is not performing on the power play, but we're going to make that small change right there. And then for defense, I'm thinking in the playoffs, I think Werenski might be good on that first line, but we will change them so that Werenski can play with Lindell and then Brodin can play with Morrissey. So that's what our lines are going to look like going into the playoffs. This is our offensive lines, and now let's go take a look at St. Louis. Okay, so here are the St. Louis Blues, who finished 5th overall in the entire NHL. So we have our hands full for sure. They have an amazing top line here as well. Jordan Kyrou, Robert Thomas, and Pavel Buchnevich. Really, really strong first line, and they are going to give us a run for our money. Our second line, I think, are pretty even here. Victor Arvidsson on the right, Braden Shen in the middle, and Michael Rasmussen on the left. How did Michael Rasmussen do on a better, like, more opportunity? He only gets 34 points. Okay, so I'm not too worried about that, but Arvidsson and Shen can definitely pose a problem. Then third line with Kevin Hayes, Zachary Bolduc, and Jake Neighbors. I think we have a bit of an edge on them here with Boone Jenner here, Adam Lowry, and then David Perron. I think our third line might be a little bit better. And then the fourth lines, maybe they even out. They're pretty close if they don't. Delibor Dvorsky, a medium top 6 young prospect, right? 2023, yeah, 2023 round draft pick. Yakov Trenin from Nashville, and Oscar Olofsson, who was a first-round pick by Colorado in 2021. Looking at their defense as well, I think our defense is stronger, but of course they had a much better regular season, and they had that for a reason, so we cannot overlook them. Torrey Krug and Justin Falk. Is that 2 offensive defensemen? No, Torrey Krug is a 2-way defender in this game, fair enough. Alec Martinez with Radko Gudas, so they definitely have some big boys out here who are willing to block shots and hit people, and then Edler and Nick Leddy, so interesting stuff there. In between the pipes, they have Alexander Georgiev, so they have a very, very strong team. We've just got to try to, this is going to be a gritty matchup, I think. I think it's going to be real offensive. and very, very physical as well. So we are going to get to game number 1. We are in St. Louis for it as well. I don't believe we have much history with the St. Louis Blues in our series, so let's get into this one. Nothing that I can remember anyways, so let's just jump into game number 1 in St. Louis. Let's start that simulation up. And if you guys are just watching this, I just forgot, if you were watching this for the first time, this is your first playoff video with us, welcome, first of all. But secondly, you will notice that this video is about an hour and 45 minutes or so, 10 or plus or minus 10 minutes, just to throw you guys off. And that is because when I watched my franchise modes and an entire playoff video was like 20 minutes, okay, well, I know he's going to get out in the first round or something like that. You're not going to win the cup, so why do I even bother watching? But all my playoff videos are going to be longer than that. They're going to be an hour and a half, hour 45, and that is because I want you guys to react alongside with me, get excited. We can win this thing in this video, because no matter what, it's going to be an hour and 45 minutes. It might just be a black screen at the end, but that is okay with me. So game number 1 in St. Louis. We are underway here. Puck drop is at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, and let's get into this first period. Finishes 2-1 in the Jets' favor. Buchnevich scores on the power play, but then Boone Jenner and Nikolai Ehlers get some even strength goals to get us the lead up by 1. They score a minute and 30 seconds, basically 29 seconds between each other. That is what you love to see if you are the GM of this team. Second period now. Let's keep the momentum going here, boys. Okay, still 2-1 in favor of the Jets. I'm okay with that. Now, Hellebuck, do your thing. Third period is underway. We kill off that power play for them as well. So that is nice to see. They have another power play. Can we get 1 refs, please? That would be nice. Or can you at least stop giving them some chances like that? And it's going to be a defensive game, it looks like. But Nick Bonino, who we picked up at the trade deadline, is going to get us a big time goal, and that's going to allow us to get the victory in game number 1. Hellebuck makes 26 saves on 27 shots. That is the Connor Hellebuck that we know and love in this series. 962 save percentage. Ehlers with a goal, Werenski with an assist, Bonino with a goal as well, Boone Jenner with the game-winning goal. Oh no, Nikolai Ehlers probably had the game-winning goal, but either way, a great performance from the boys. We got 3 goals before the end of regulation, and we only allowed 1, so that is exactly how I like my playoff games to go. All right, nothing else to do, nothing to change. Let's just go to game number 2. We stole one on the road as well, which is massive. So we have claimed home ice advantage at the bare minimum here on this road trip. So first period, let's just get right into it, boys. First period, and that's a 2-0 lead for the Winnipeg Jets. Nikolai Ehlers and Jonas Brodin score. Ehlers with his second goal of this playoff, Brodin with his first, and Georgiev has once again allowed 2 in the first period, those coming about 10 minutes apart from each other. Second period is underway, and it's going to finish 2-1. Okay, Victor Arvidsson on our second line is going to get maybe a tip or something, a battle in front of the net, and Connor Hellebuck allows 1 goal. So, boys, we're in the same place we were last game. We were up by 1 going into the third period. Can we end with the same result as well? I'm really looking for it, but Michael Rasmussen, who I said I wasn't worried about, is going to score. Now, we get a power play opportunity here, though, and that goes nowhere. Rasmussen gets a big goal for his team, but then Josh Morrissey answers right back with a huge one. That's 5 minutes after that goal from Rasmussen, and now there's only 6 minutes left in this game. Can Hellebuck and the boys hold on defensively? No, we cannot, as Oscar Olsson on their 4th line is out there with 3.5 minutes left, and that's going to be an overtime game. And you guys know what we do. Let's jump into it. All right, boys, we are here at the start of overtime in game number 2 up against St. Louis and Winnipeg. And we're going to look to take a commanding 2-0 lead over the Winnipeg Jets in overtime here. So let's hope the boys can blow this one through. That's into the line. That's a goal right there from Gabriel Velarde from a great pass with the tape-to-tape ability of Mark Scheifele. Means we're going to score that goal. And why does my screen look like that? Did you guys see that? That was so bizarre. It was like curved, like it was on the glass or something. But a huge goal, a big one from Gabriel Velarde, means that we have a 2-0 lead in this one. And what a way to end it. A real quick overtime, which I am all about, off a crazy backdoor pass from Mark Scheifele. I don't even know what to say. The first line got it done. They did their thing out there, and let's just get to game number 3. All right, so what a way to end that one. Gabriel Velarde just sneaks one in there on the glove hand side of Alexander Georgiev, and your Winnipeg Jets have taken a commanding 2-0 lead. And we're back here in Canada Life Center now, so nothing to change with the lines. We've won 2 in a row, a great defensive win, and then a good offensive one. Now let's get back to the game that we know best. We are here in Winnipeg, and the fans, the whiteout for the 3rd year in a row, is strong with us. And that's a goal from Billy Hinola right off the bat. And the first period is going to end 1-0 with Billy Hinola's goal being the stand-alone one in the first period. A big-time goal against Alexander Georgiev there. Massive slap shot from the point from Hinola, hopefully. Second period now. We have the lead. We have never been... Oh, wait, I don't want to say that. Actually, have we? I don't know. I don't remember, but I don't think we've been down in this series yet. So let's try to keep it that way as we go into the second period. And that's a 2-0 lead now as Kyle Connor gets his first of the playoffs. He's going to be feeling it, trying to get his offense going. He's been a little bit quiet here, but I'm not going to be complaining whatsoever. That's a great second period. We once again keep the Blues out of our net, and we put one in the back over there. So third period is now underway, and Zach Werenski is going to score. The changes from, oh my gosh, Alexander coming in clutch, and power play scores, Adam Lowry scores. It's just a feast for everyone. Let's get up to 6 or 7 goals here, boys, by the end of the game, but also let's try to play a strong defensive one. All right, I know that's, yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. When we get a big lead, we can start opening up. Let's shut it down. Okay, I'm not worried about this game getting out of hand. Let's keep enforcing those good habits that have gotten us this 3-game lead now, a 5-2 victory in that game number 3. And Hellebuyck makes 29 saves on 31 shots for the victory. Shifley with 2 points, Kyle Connor with 2 points as well. And everybody is just clicking on all cylinders. This is the type of first round that I love to see. It feels like maybe we did not have the best calendar simulation team, but boy, when we get into that slow sim, man, we are a very difficult team to beat for sure. I just want to check out the lines here, man. I feel like I've got to slow down a little bit. I'm not going to make any changes, but good lord, these boys are playing quite well right now. The second line is doing their thing. Ehlers with 2 goals, Perfetti with 3 assists, Brock Besser only 1 point. Okay, maybe that can change. David Perron with 4 assists here. That's great to see. Boone Jenner with 3 points. Lowry with a goal in that last one. And then even the fourth line, they've even got points as well. Corey Perry with nothing, but he's only playing 6 minutes a night. Down here, Morrissey, he's got 2 points. Brodin's got a goal. Werenski with 2 points. Lindell with an assist. I mean, these boys are really firing on all cylinders. The only person without a point on our team are Kniazev, Perry, and most likely Connor Hellebuyck, who is sporting a .932 save percentage and a 2.0 goals against average. Let's keep it up, boys. Don't need to make any changes to the lines or anything like that. Just wanted to do a quick check-in on you. We are up 3-0 in this series. The Carolina Hurricanes have swept the Montreal Canadiens in round number 1. All the other series, you can see them on your screen there. Vancouver's up 3-1 against Dallas, which is crazy because I think Dallas were the President's Trophy winners. Or they were up there anyways. Maybe they were second place. I think they might have been second place. But either way, we've got to keep our eyes focused on the team in front of us, and that is the St. Louis Blues. Here in game number 4, we are in Winnipeg once again. Let's just put them down, boys. Let's just show our dominance like we have the last 3 games in a row. And let's get this one started. First period. Okay, that's a 1-1 game. Lindell scores his first goal of this playoff run. Alexander Edler also scores his first goal of the playoff run. All right, so the two teams even in this one for now. The second period commences, though, and we're going to get some points on the board. Okay, but St. Louis also does as well here. Zach Werenski scores his second goal of the playoff run, but then Robert Thomas and Yakov Trenin score for their respective teams to give them a 3-2 lead, but then Brock Besser evens us up with 6.5 minutes left in that second period. And we bring a 3-3 game into the third now. So a bit of a higher scoring one here. I'm looking for Connor Hellebuyck to shut the door, but he's been great these last 3 games. We can't just rely on him to do everything for us. Offense, I'm calling you out. Let's get some points on the board and support our goaltender back there, who has been amazing this playoff run so far. And that's Robert Thomas going to get his second of the night. Can we get a goal from anybody? No, Victor Arvidsson also scores on the power play. And this one just not meant to be, it seems. Yeah, this one they're okay. It's fine. We allow them to score, keep scoring on us. Connor Hellebuyck, if you score like 10 on Hellebuyck, oh, you better know he's going to come back next game with even more fury and even more grit and determination to get that next win. So they win that one. The goalie has a great game. He only allows 3 goals on 37 shots, I believe. Arvidsson with 2 goals, Thomas with 2 goals, and Buchnevich with 4 assists. So their first line finally did something for them. but we're not going to worry about it, all right? That's just one game in the grand scheme of things. And in a 7-game series, they can get one game. But here now, let's give them the gentleman's sweep. We allowed them to get one game. You know, it's all fun. It's all fun over here. But now is the time when we're on the road. Let's put them down in their own building here, and let's get this one underway. Okay, no changes to the lineup or anything like that. We're just going to go into this one. We're still confident in our team. We've won 3 games out of 4, so no problems here. Let's go. First period, 1-0 for Winnipeg. That's what I like to see. Jonas Brodin scores 3 minutes into the game, and that's a good way to start it off. And Hellebuck has made 18 saves in the first period. Boys, we got to limit those shot opportunities, please. Second period now, but what did I tell you? Hellebuck allows 6, then he's going to come back next game and he's going to be strong as ever. You don't want to make a goalie mad in the playoffs, man. Like those goalies like Carey Price, Hellebuck, you say Saros, you know, all these like crazy good goalies, Vasilevsky, of course. You make a goalie mad in the playoffs, that can really be a problem for your team. Second period now. And that's what I'm talking about. Hellebuck has made 35 saves on 35 shots, and the boys are firing alongside of him. Gabriel Velarde gets his 2nd of the playoffs. Esa Lindell with his 2nd of the playoffs as well, and Jonas Brodin. We're getting a lot of goals from our defensemen, I'm noticing, as we start the 3rd period up here. I feel like our defensemen are chipping in a lot in this simulation, which I'm here for, and Esa Lindell gets his 2nd of the game even. Wow, this is, I'm not complaining about it whatsoever, and Hellebuck has made 43 saves now. Come on, boys, play for your goalie. Let's block some shots out there. Let's limit their opportunities. I know that they are playing for their lives. Boone Jenner scores 1 as well. And after giving up 6 in game number 4, Hellebuck answers right back with a shutout on 45 shots. He gets a 45 save shutout to backstop us to a great round 1 victory. Ehlers with 3 assists, Lindell with 2 goals, and the boys are clicking. Alright, so we're just going to advance a few days here now. I mean, nothing really to say. The lines were amazing. The suggestions by Alexander turned out to be quite frivolous in our pursuit for greatness here. And it seems like everybody might be done. Is there a Game 7 maybe? Yeah, there's Game 7 out east. And then we'll take a look at the, so the current of the playoffs is over. Let's keep it going here. And we are going to be playing the Vancouver Canucks. So the Battle of Western Canada here, it seems like. Oh, baby. And so there's going to be a Canadian team, at least one, in the Western Conference Finals. That is nice to see. Let's take a look at our stats and the tree, the playoff tree, and we'll see what everybody did. So with us, Ehlers and Perfetti up there with 6 points, but then we have Velarde, Jenner, and David Perron all at point per game, which is lovely to see. Even Esa Lindell with 4 points in 5 games, who, you know, didn't have a great regular season, I'm not going to lie, only 12 points and a -2, but in the playoffs, man, 4 points plus 5. I'm going to take that all day. Kyle Connor with 4 as well. Werenski with 3. Scheifele with 3. A lot of guys with 3 down here. Brodin with 2. Morrissey only with 2. I'd like to see a little bit more from Morrissey. Bonino with 2 points as well. Big trade deadline pickup. Brock Besser with 2. Ville Heinola with 2. Where is Kyle Connor? What the heck? Where is Kyle Connor? Is he? He must be up here at 4, right? Kyle Connor, yeah, he's got 4 points, a goal and 3 assists. Okay, I thought I didn't see him, and I was about to call him out. And then goaltending, we have Connor Hellebuck, who, oh my gosh, actually, Laurent Brossoit actually got in there for that last game, for the last 2 shots in there. But Connor Hellebuck, he went 4-1, he got a shutout, and a 925 save percentage with a 2.47 goals against. That is lovely to see. Oh, I forgot to take a look at the playoff tree. We will do that real quick, and here it is. So we obviously beat out St. Louis in 5, then Vancouver beats Dallas in 6, Edmonton beats the Vegas Golden Knights in 6, and then Anaheim beats the Calgary Flames in 5. So all the Western Canadian teams made the playoffs. That's kind of cool to see. I think all of them made it. So that's pretty dang cool to see over there. Out in the East, we have the Rangers, who beat the Caps in 6. The Carolina Hurricanes beat Montreal in 4. So those two are going up against each other. Florida beats Boston in 7 once again, just like they did in 2023. And then Pittsburgh beats Tampa in 5. So I'm not sure if Sid is still on that team over there, but the matchups look as such. You can see them for yourselves. We are taking on the Vancouver Canucks, so let's go take a look at their lines. Okay, so these are the Vancouver Canucks lines, and they are looking quite good to say the least. So JT Miller, Elias Pettersson, and Owen Tippett, a good first line, quite similar to ours, actually, how they are spreading the wealth. You know, they could have Ilya Mikheyev up there on their first line, but they decide to put him down, and Owen Tippett comes up. So that's a real good first line, quite similar to our second line now with Ilya Mikheyev. I think Nikolai Ehlers a little bit better than him, but still great overall at 86 on the second line. Jack Roslovic a little bit lower than Cole Perfetti at 86, and Frank Vatrano very similar to Brock Besser, same overalls there. Also, Brock Besser playing his old team, which we have to remember that. So I think our second line is slightly better, but quite similar as well. Third line now, Ryan Donato, Aatu Räty, and Connor Garland. I think our third line is slightly better than theirs, mostly with Boone Jenner beating Aatu Räty and David Perron beating Ryan Donato. Connor Garland better than Adam Lowry. Their fourth line, though, is very good with Anthony Mantha, Alexander Kerfoot, and Nils Höglander. I mean, all these guys doing their thing. They've got 2 points each, even on the fourth line, so they really are performing quite well. Just taking a look at their stats right here. So, yeah, it looks like they were kind of carried by their second line, a little bit similar to how we were, and their first line as well, as JT Miller scored 7 goals in 6 games. Pettersson had 12 points. Yikes. Okay, so that first and second line, really not to be messed with, and obviously they have Quinn Hughes back here. Their captain, he's got 7 points in 6 games. Philip Hronek with 2 points in 6 games. But then after that, kind of falls off a little bit. So I think our defense overall is slightly better, but they have the best defenseman in this series most likely. But then their goalie, okay, they only have Artur Silovs, who probably, no, he did not actually. So he had an .899 save percentage and 3.26 goals against. So that is a weakness we can exploit. They have crazy, crazy offensive capabilities, but their defense is lacking just a little bit. So we're going to try to take advantage of that and score more goals than they score on us, just like always, boys. So here we go. Game number 1, we are actually at home in this one, which I didn't think we would be based on just like a quick looking at the records, but apparently we had a bit more points than them. Oh, that shouldn't be. That should not be. They should have more points than us, right? I'm going to check the standings, actually, because I think this might be a glitch. Yeah, so Vancouver finished 15th in the league. We finished 16th, so we actually should not be at home. We don't even win the tiebreaker either, which is, I think it goes wins and then regulation plus overtime wins, but it might just be regulation plus overtime wins. So we actually should not be at home, but Gary Bettman giving us a little bit of the nod here, I suppose. So we are going to be at home for game number 1 up against Vancouver. They have a very strong team, a really good offense. So we're going to really need to rely on our defense and Connor Hellebuyck to help us out here as much as possible. Game 1 is now underway, and the first period ends. That's what I was talking about, boys. They do not have an experienced goaltender between the nets. We Mark Scheifele, Zach Werenski, and Boone Jenner all score on Artur Silovs. Huge first period to set the tone for the rest of the series, hopefully. Now, let's just keep them at bay here, boys. Second period, we continue the score. And Cole Perfetti adds on with his first, I think, of the playoffs. Kyle Connor's also going to score. Frank Vatrano scores. They have a good second line. It's okay. But let's not get too crazy here, boys. And Esa Lindell scores once again this game. I don't want to say it's over, but this game is now over. Of course, EA can just come around and just slap me across the face like I'm a 5-year-old, but I do not think that is going to be the case. I believe in this team, but Aatu Räty scores, and here comes the comeback. Here comes 5 goals straight. No, Brock Besser scores on his old team. And the Winnipeg Jets are going to easily take this one, it seems. We're on a crazy long power play. Don't score on it, but we don't really need to there. An 8-2 huge victory for the Winnipeg Jets. What a performance from all these guys. They all had 3 points. I mean, everybody just had a night out there. Oh my goodness, that was a crazy one. And Cole Perfetti got 8 points, and we kept their stars to nothing, right? So I gotta get this guy back in the lineup, but I will tell you my anecdote later. Okay, so yeah, not only did we score 8 goals, we also limited their first line and Quinn Hughes to, I believe, no points. Now, obviously, I can't see the assists and things like that, but no goals at the very least. I didn't see any great goals from any of them, so I am very happy with that. I'm happy with the 8 goals, but I'm more happy with the fact that we were able to keep the puck out of the net. So let's continue that pace. Going into game number 2 here, This has been a great playoff run so far. Let's keep it going. First period is going to be 1-0 as Owen Tippett gets one on Connor Hellebuyck. Their first line finally does click, and they solve Hellebuyck for the first time in the series. Let's try not to make that a pattern out here, boys. Now, Hellebuyck is still playing well. And same thing might apply to Silov that applied to Hellebuyck in the last one. After you get absolutely blown out, maybe you get the goalie a little bit more angry, and he decides to pitch a shutout. So let's try to solve him here in the second period and get back in this game, boys. Second period, okay, still 1-0. Shots are very even, but the score in favor of Vancouver. This is going to be a hard-fought series, and this game, a really close checking one after that crazy 8-2 victory for us last game. Let's try to bring some of that offense into this one. I hope we didn't use it all up, and JT Miller's going to score short-handed. Are you kidding me? Power play? A short-handed goal against in the playoffs when we were only down by one, an opportunity to tie it up, but instead they get one, and Vancouver takes that one 3-0, despite the fact that we had 37 shots. I'm not too disappointed with the boys. Hellebuyck had a great game, obviously. Silovs just performed a little bit better in that one. It's mostly a 2-0 game, actually, not even 3 because of the empty netter. So that's just a rough game where our offense decided not to show up, which is quite concerning, but we can beat the 81 overall Arthur Silovs. I am sure of it. So we're just going to go into the next one. Not going to make any changes to the lines quite yet. If we lose this one, I definitely will, but we're going to feel okay about this. Their first line got a goal in that one, but our first line can do the same for us. So let's go. Game number 3 of the series. We're tied at 1s with Vancouver. So let's go here, boys. First period, going to finish 2-0 in favor of Winnipeg. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. And our first line pitches in with 2 goals. They say, oh, your first line got 1 goal last game. We're going to double you for this one. 2 goals for our first line. Velarde and Kyle Connor both get it done for us on an impossible angle on Arthur Silovs from Gabriel Velarde. That's huge. Great first period, boys. Let's carry that momentum into the second now. And we ended with, we got a goal, 2 minutes left in that period too, so maybe our momentum can carry. Here we go. Second period, 4-1 for us. That is great. Our lead expands by 1 overall, but JT Miller scores 1 on Connor Hellebuyck, which is quite concerning, but we still have that 4-1 lead. We are up by 3 going into the third period. There is no reason we should blow this. I know I'm jinxing us right now, but there's absolutely no reason we should blow a lead like this. The third period is underway. Defense, Connor Hellebuyck, it is your job to continue maintain this lead, or at least don't allow them to score 3 and tie this one up to put it into overtime, because there's no reason you should. They have a great power play, but we end up killing that one off. That is huge. 5 minutes left in this one. My heart is now starting to, my heart rate is going down a little bit. I feel good about it now. Scheifele gets a goal. Mantha answers on the 4th line. But that is another convincing win for the Winnipeg Jets. Despite having 38 shots against, Hellebuyck is standing on his head, making 36 saves. Great performance from us. That is why you don't need to just go crazy and change the lines as soon as one thing goes wrong. Brad Lambert is fully healed. Let me get him back in the lineup. Oh, and actually our AHL team's actually done for the year. They got eliminated in the first round, it looks like. But that is why you don't need to go crazy on the line change. Just because you lose one game doesn't mean you have a bad team, doesn't mean your lines are messed up. You can always, just play another game, right? It's especially when we won that first one 8-2, I knew that we can solve Arthur, so we just got to keep finding that pace here. Now I want to get 2 in a row here. 3-1 lead would be very nice for us. 2-2 and we're getting a little bit scary, but a 3-1 lead would be very nice. So let's go, boys. In Rogers Arena. Not too far. Actually, it's pretty far. Vancouver, Canada's a big country, so it's actually a pretty far flight. But let's go here. Winnipeg. Oh, actually, we would already be in Vancouver. What am I talking about? But game 4. I can't talk right now. Oh my goodness. First period finishes 1-1. Winnipeg, 1-1 tie. Why is my commentary so poor at the moment? Owen Tippett is going to score right in front of the net on Connor Hellebuyck, but then Esa Lindell answers 3.5 minutes later and scores 1 from the point on Arthur Silovs. Esa Lindell having a good playoff run for us. My goodness gracious. Second period, 2-2. Okay, a very even game. We have not seen a game like this in this series so far. Velarde scores, our first line gets a point, and then Jack Roslovic scores, so their second line, I believe, second line center is going to score on Hellebuck. This is a very, very even game. Most of the games in this one have been blowouts. You know, we won 8-2, we won 5-2, then they obviously won 3-0, so a game like this is unheard of so far in the series. So let's try to be the ones who can win this game. This is a big swing game. Getting a 2-win advantage over them, being up 3-1 in the series would be massive for us. So third period underway, and Cole Perfetti hears my call and he answers right back, but then Owen Tippett is going to score not 30 seconds later. Okay, so now we're back to even once again, and these two teams just exchanging rights and lefts. Just like real boxers out there in the ring, both falling down but getting up before the count of 10. 5 minutes left in this game now. The score remains even, and we are going to overtime against Vancouver. Game number 4 underway in Rogers Arena. If we score, we go up 3-1 in the series, but if Vancouver scores, this one's going to be tied at 2. So we do not want that whatsoever, as the Winnipeg Jets go offside. Here is Quinn Hughes moving across the blue line, but Josh Morrissey with that long stick is going to get in the way. Pettersson takes a shot on net, but Hellebuck is there to make a quick save. And now Gabriel Velarde comes. They took a penalty off that play as well. And Velarde into the slot. He's going to dangle to his backhand, but Scheifele picks that up. And now Morrissey gives that over to Vancouver, and we are going to the power play here. I'm going to put the second unit out to start off because they've got a bit more energy, but I will get that first line out there when I can. This could be huge for us. Boone Jenner is out there. He's got quick draw, so hopefully we can win this one, and we do. Werenski to Besser. Besser down to Perron. Perron, the slot shot saved, though, by Silovs. We're going to keep that second unit out there. That was a good little play. Here it is again. Jenner wins that draw. Werenski to Gabriel Velarde. Velarde shot blocked. Besser shot blocked as well. Now Perron shot saved finally by Silovs, and the pressure meter is building. Velarde to Perron. Perron loses that puck to Quinn Hughes, but comes back to the defense, and Werenski takes a shot. Perron with another shot, but that's saved once again by Silovs. And this unit is having a great shift so far. Kerfoot trying to get that puck out, but gets hit on the pinch from Perron, and now we're going to work down low. Perron to Werenski. Werenski, Besser. Besser, Perron, shot, scored! David Perron, he scores and gets the game-winning goal for the Winnipeg Jets, who take a 3-1 lead in this series. A huge goal and a costly penalty taken from JT Miller means that the Winnipeg Jets were going to go home with a chance to win it in 5. Let's go, boys. All right, that is a huge win for us. We now have a little bit of a cushion, but we're not going to be content with that. Though we are up 3-1 in the series, I would love if we could close this one out here. We are at home as well, so it's definitely possible. Sorry, I don't mean to keep going over there, boys. I'm sorry about that. We are at home, so let's get a win here in front of Winnipeg in the whiteout. Let's do it, boys. Game is starting to simulate, and the first period is underway, and it's 1-0 in favor of Vancouver on a power play goal from Ilya Mikheyev. Their power play finally strikes. I believe that is their first power play goal, though I know they have a shorthanded one from JT Miller. Second period. I need a big time comeback from us. We need to answer that goal back. I know it's been 17.5 minutes since he scored it, but we really do need an answer on that one if it's possible. Come on, boys. I need a goal from you. Hellebuck is still playing well, so let's go. Second period, and we answer back. That's right. I call down to the booth, and they answer. Brock Besser scores on his old team. Kyle Connor and Boone Jenner also score within 30 seconds of each other. A huge second period for Winnipeg, and now we have the chance. We have the 3 goals before regulation. Now I just need, oh my God, Adam Lauer, you are a beauty. Our captain gets us a goal there as well. Now I just need Hellebuck to do what he's done all series and all playoff run and close that door. He knows how to close it better than your ex-girlfriend when she slams the door in your face after you try to get her back, man. There's Chatfield who scores a goal on Hellebuck, but it doesn't matter because the Winnipeg Jets are off to round number 3, the Western Conference Finals. That's a huge accomplishment for us. We are back there for the second year in a row. Brodin scores with, or gets the first star with 2 points. David Perron with 3 assists gets the second star. And Hellebuck, who makes 28 saves and has a 933 save percentage, is our third star. But to me, he's the first star in my opinion. He really has shut the door up against a really tough offensive team. We win that game, or we win that series in 5 games. And now let's try to find out who we are going to be playing against here in the Western Conference Finals. Could it be that a Canadian team gets to go to the Stanley Cup? I know you guys can see it down there, but the playoff round is over. And who are we going to see in the playoffs? It is the Edmonton Oilers, ladies and gentlemen. And out in the East, it's New York Rangers versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. So Pittsburgh trying to make a run with Crosby for one last time. It looks like they had a real tough series up against the Florida Panthers, beating them in 7. The Rangers actually beat the Hurricanes in 6, and Edmonton beats the Anaheim Ducks in 6. So we know what we're facing against Edmonton, but let's take a look. All right, boys, so here we are. This is what the Edmonton lines look like, and it's real scary out here. Obviously, they have Draisaitl and McDavid, but Zach Hyman has grown hugely. I believe he's like an 84 in the normal rosters, but has grown to an 87 and has gotten gold X factors, which he definitely didn't have in the normal base of the game. But he has a gold X factor in Yoink. He has unstoppable force, big tipper, crease crasher, no contest third eye. I mean, they've grown him quite well alongside of McDavid and Draisaitl, which is very scary to think about. Their second line, Vander Kane, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Jens Frost, quite similar to ours. Maybe ours gets the edge slightly on overall, but still pretty similar. But then the third line, this is where we can really strike. We have a much better depth than them on their third line. They have Nathan Bastian at a 79 overall, Jack McBain at an 80, and then Anthony Beauvillier at an 83. So it's a decent third line, not great, but ours, I think, is much better, so hopefully we can take advantage of them there. And then their fourth line with Dylan Holloway, Marcus Johansson, probably Johansson, and then Raphael Lavoie, Lavoie is a right winger. Okay, fair enough. Dylan Holloway, a medium top 6 guy. I know in the other games he is medium elite. Here, only medium top 6, playing fourth line time. And then defensively, good lord, how is Darnell Nurse an 88 overall? This guy should be like an 80 overall, no higher, especially for the cap hit that he has. But 88 overall, Darnell Nurse playing very well for them, I guess. And then Evan Bouchard here. Oh my goodness, sorry about that, boys. I just had to take a drink of water. I've been talking for quite a bit of time here without some water, so sorry. But I was just saying, Evan Bouchard's actually a -1. Darnell Nurse +2 though, so they're about even on their plus-minus. Then we have Philip Broberg at an 82 and Keelan Addison at an 83. Decent second line. I think ours is much superior though. Matisse Ekholm 82 and Colin Miller 81. So they have a good third line defensively. Second line a little bit weak, but not bad at all. And now, who is their goaltender? Stuart Skinner at an 84 overall, has a 906 save percentage and 304 goals against per game. So if we want to win this one, boys, it's going to have to be a battle, man. I mean, these two teams, there's no love lost between them. The Oilers obviously have some generational talent on their team. We do not have any of that incredible high-powered offense, but we have depth throughout the system. So hopefully we can have that like Vegas at Golden Knights type style of team where we get chipped in, all 4 lines chip in, and we get some goals out of everybody. Corey Perry maybe chips in for something. I'm not entirely sure, but this is going to be a rough series. We start away in Edmonton at Rogers Place. Let's go here, boys. First game of round number 3. We've been here before. Unfortunately, I believe we did lose in the Western Conference Finals last time. But here we are up against the Edmonton Oilers, and we get the first goal. David Perron scores 42 seconds into the game, and the first period ends 2-2. All right, it's going to be a crazy one. Draisaitl gets 2 goals on Hellebuck. Gabriel Velarde luckily ties us up. Well, he gave us the lead 2-1, but then Draisaitl ties us back up at 2s. I'm not liking the way that this is looking. I don't like high-powered games against the Edmonton Oilers. You know, these like 8-6 games, these 5-4 games. I'm not liking those. I'd rather prefer a 3-1 win where we just shut them out, right? But either way, we're going to the second period. We're tied, so 0-0 game. Obviously, it's 2-2, but let's just take that mentality. We just got to be the team that's hungrier. We've got to work harder. We've got to try to shut down their top guy. So here we go. Second period remains 2-2. All right, no goal scored in that one. Let's see if we can change that in the third, boys. We are away. But we still have some fans out there in Winnipeg. It's not too far, hopefully. And Kyle Connor is going to score on the power play on Stuart Skinner to give us a 1-goal lead. But then Jack McBain on their third line center. Are you kidding me? He scores. And now we put their lethal power play to work. Luckily, we killed that off. And then our power play gets another chance. Connor's already scored this game with it. But then Janssen Fialbi's out there with 6.5 minutes left in the game. And he actually scores one on Stuart Skinner. That's a huge goal, the biggest of his career. And it gets us to the first win of this series as we take it 5-3. It's the exact game I said I didn't want. I didn't want 5-4 games, 5-3 games. But we end up winning that one. And of course, to Edmonton Oilers for the 3 stars, despite the fact that they lost. Hyman with 2 assists, Ehlers with 2 points, a goal and an assist, and Draisaitl with 2 goals. But the only stat that matters is we are up 1-0 in this series, so we have claimed home ice advantage once again. I kind of like being on the road a little bit. New York Rangers also up 1-0 against the Pittsburgh Penguins. But here we are. Game number 2, nothing to say, nothing to do. Let's just get in this one, boys. Game 2 underway. Let's try to get a good, quick first goal once again in the first period. And we do 1-0 as Nick Bonino scores with 18 seconds left in that first period. A huge goal for the Winnipeg Jets to give us momentum going into the second now. That is what I love to see. Nick Bonino, good trade deadline acquisition from yours truly. Also, Boone Jenner was a trade deadline acquisition, and Wierenski if you were just watching us for the first time. Either way, good first period from us. Second period now. Come on, boys. Let's go here. Second period, 1-1 tie as their third line right winger scores. Raphael Lavoie, or was he on the fourth line? I think he's actually on the fourth line. He's going to score somehow on Connor Hellebuyck from super far out to give the Oilers a tied game going into the third period here. And now I'm a bit nervous because we haven't seen the big names. You know they're due for some type of points in this game. So let's hope that we can keep them at bay here, and let's try to get some good opportunities on the 84 overall Stuart Skinner. But as soon as I say it, of course, Zach Hyman's going to score on their power play. Now we're playing from behind, and their stars have a chance to pile on. If we get a power play opportunity, do not capitalize on it. Come on, boys. We really need something here. We are outshooting them like crazy by 10, but unfortunately, the numbers are just not going our way, and that's going to be a 2-1 Edmonton win. So the very game I said that I liked for us did not go our way, which is quite funny to think about when you think about that. Stuart Skinner gets 34 saves. He had a great game. Hyman with the game-winning goal, and Killian Addison with an assist out there. Dang, man, I shouldn't have said anything. I even said I was uncomfortable with it because anybody from their top line can get a goal, but, unfortunately that did happen, but it was on the power play, so not the end of the world, I suppose, but a really low-scoring game there. We had a high-scoring game, then a low-scoring game. It's 1-1 in the series. Not going to make any changes here. Let's go. We're back at home now, boys. There's no excuses here. We can beat this team. I know they're a tough team. I know they've got the star power, but we have the grit. We have the determination. We have the hard work. Right, so let's go here, boys. Let's get this game underway, and let's start it off really strong with Kyle Connor ripping one from the slot in the first period. Okay, it's 1-1. It's Cole Perfetti that ripped one from the slot, not too far away. And then Evander Kane on their second line scores with a minute left in the period. That is rough to see, but not a horrible first period for us. Now, I just want to see 1 goal for Winnipeg in the second, and no goals for Edmonton. That would be very nice. So here we go. Second period remains 1-1, and this is actually a low-scoring series. So I said that I was okay with a low-scoring series because we have the better goaltender, we have the better defense, but unfortunately their offense is very, very electric. Let's start this third period up, and let's get a quick one, boys. And there we go. Josh Morrissey scores. Even strength, blasts one past Jack Campbell, who's actually in the net. It's actually not Stuart Skinner, which is interesting. Adam Lowry gets another one on Campbell, and we have opened the floodgates here as Cole Perfetti scores his second of the night, and the Winnipeg Jets are booming in the stands, boys. A huge game, a great third period, and the Jets take that one 4-1. 3 stars of the night are Cole Perfetti with 2 goals. Hellebuyck makes 28 saves, and Josh Morrissey gets 2 points for us. a big-time victory for the Jets. Let's get right into that game number 4 here. We are just blasting through this playoff run. When Pittsburgh is down 2-1 to the Rangers, we are up 2-1 against the Oilers. Two interesting series here in the Eastern and Western Conference. I'll take a deep breath. We have this series. We're capable of winning this one. Let's do it, boys. Game number 4. It's the same kind of situation that we had against Vancouver, where we won the first one, we lost the second one, we won the third one. Let's try to do the exact same pattern we did and win these next 2. Let's go, boys. Fourth game, underway. Let's get into this one. First period, 0-0. Despite us outshooting them 15-4. Oh my goodness, the score remains tied at 0s. Let's go. Maybe I should have checked if Stuart Skinner got injured as well. I didn't actually check that, but I wonder who's between the pipes for them. Hopefully we can find out in this one when we score in this period. Here it comes. Second period. Okay, a very defensive series so far here. We had a great third period last game. I'm going to try to hope that the boys can keep it going here, but the power play leads nowhere. And now we're nervous, man. They have an explosive offense. So, oh man, at any moment a goal could go in, and I am quite nervous for that time here. The power play late in the game, we end up scoring right after it. David Perron scores to get us the 1-0 victory. Are you kidding me? That is what dreams are made of there. And we take a commanding 3-1 lead right after their power play. David Perron scores. Let's take a look at this. Who took the penalty? First of all, Brock Besser took a tripping penalty with 3 minutes and 42 seconds left, and we end up scoring with 1:42. So it was basically a short-handed goal from David Perron. Oh my goodness, Brock Besser would have just been getting out of the box, and that is a massive goal for us. A crazy performance from both of these goalies here. Skinner gets a shutout, actually, so Jack Campbell must have been in the net. So they're having some weird goaltending issues, but David Perron scores the game-winning goal, and Connor Hellebuyck stands on his head, getting us the shutout victory in the 4th game to give us a 3-1 lead in the Western Conference Finals, boys. This is electric. Okay, guys, we have come extremely far. We have a lead in the Western Conference Finals. All I'm looking for now is just try to finish the story, boys. How long have the Winnipeg Jets been a franchise? 30 years? 40 years? 50 years? Something crazy like that. It's been like at least since the 80s, I think, when I looked back into the history in the first episode. This is what dreams are made of. We have never made the Stanley Cup Finals, I do not believe. We also have never won a Western... Well, we've obviously never won the Western Conference Finals. We've never made the Stanley Cup. We've never made the Stanley Cup. We've never won the whole thing. I'm not saying we have to win it all right now, but boy, I've constructed this team with the help of all the assistant general managers out there. Whether you've just been watching without commenting and just giving your energy to this series, whether you've been commenting, making suggestions, it all comes down to these last few games here. We're in Edmonton. It's Game 5. We have the chance to go to the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time in our history. Can we get it done? First period... Okay, that's fair. That is very fair, actually. We've been keeping them at bay. Draisaitl had 2 goals in that first game, but other than that, I have not seen the man himself, Connor McDavid, with any goals in this series, so fair enough. But we are not out of this, boys. We're only down by 2. Get a goal here in this period, keep them at bay, get a goal in the third. We've now tied it up, so let's go, boys. We can still get a win here. I know we can. Second period, and there it is. I told you. See, and look who it is. It's our third line. They only get offense from their first line. Maybe their second line chips in every once in a while, but their first line really carries them. When our third line comes out there, we have the advantage over their third line. So that's a huge goal from David Perron, a huge goal from Adam Lowry, our captain, and we are back in this one. Going into the third period, we're tied at 2. Hellebuck, I need you now more than ever, my friend. Let's go. Third period underway. Offense, show me something. Defense, let's keep that puck out of the net. Who took that penalty, you idiot? Unfortunately, luckily, it does not go their way. Shots now in favor of Edmonton. Power play for us goes nowhere, and we haven't had a shot on goal in like the last 15 minutes, it seems like. Another power play for Edmonton. It's a super long one. We kill it off, and we are going to overtime, tied at 2. Deep breath. Let's go. Overtime is underway here in Rogers Place in Edmonton. This is a massive opportunity for your Winnipeg Jets. Obviously, a big one here for Edmonton as well. And we are here to watch it. Kyle Connor gets that puck. He's going to find Mark Scheifele. We are now in their zone. Stripped from the puck, though, is Mark Scheifele. And that goes all the way down. That should be icing. It's actually not icing. Okay, the ref's in the pocket of Edmonton. They want to see Connor McDavid go to the Stanley Cup Finals. But here we go. Here is Mark Scheifele getting around the bend, finding Gabriel Lardy. Velarde now to Scheifele. To Morrissey, slap shot saved, though, by Stuart Skinner. Darnell Nurse gets that puck in the corner. Velarde coming out, finds Morrissey to Brodin. One-timer from Scheifele, saved once again by Stuart Skinner. And the Edmonton Oilers now leave their zone. Luckily, we hemmed in their first line in their own zone, so that was a big-time shift for us. And they're going to get a change here fairly soon. Velarde, though, gets nailed by Darnell Nurse over there, who likely has truculence, despite the fact that in the real world he's basically a pylon. But either way, it's okay. Here is Zach Hyman now. Hyman finds Darnell Nurse. Don't do it. Oh my gosh. I thought Karma was going to come back and smack me across the face, but no. Here's Brock Besser now. Besser winds up for a slap shot, like he's in a Anaheim Ducks movie. What's up? The Mighty Ducks movie. And luckily, or unfortunately, it doesn't go our way. And then Jesper Foss gets a goal as Evander Kane finds him in the 80 overall. Scores the biggest goal of his career. Oh, man, as that horrible goal sounds. And the Oilers take that win and make this a series. It's only 3-2 now. Let's get back to the menu. All right, so a heartbreaking loss there in game number 4, but we are still up 3-2 in this series, and it looks like the New York Rangers are waiting for the winner of this one in the Stanley Cup Finals. So I'm not going to make any changes to the lines. I know you guys may be yelling at me to make some changes, especially after last game. We only won 1-0 in this one, went to overtime. But I believe in this team. I believe in this core. If things start to go awry, I'll stack the lines just like they have. But, for right now, I have confidence in this team. So, game 6. Let's try to get a win here. This is the most adversity we faced so far, but I know that we can come through with a victory in it. So let's go, boys. First period. I love this team, bro. Nikolai Ehlers scores on Stuart Skinner. Josh Morrissey follows it up 3 minutes and 45 seconds later. And 4 minutes and 45 seconds later. And we are up in this game 2-0. Now, just like when the Oilers were up 2-0 on us, this game is not over, ladies and gentlemen. They can easily come down and score 2 in this period, score 3. So let's keep our foot on the gas pedal, okay? We can win this game, but we need not get complacent. Let's go, boys. Second period, 3-0 as Cole Perfetti continues to grow that lead on Stuart Skinner. That's a great goal from the kid. And we have a 3-goal lead going into the third period. Hellebuck, Morrissey, Lindell, Brodin, Werenski, Kniazev, and Hinola. I am looking at you guys. Let's shut that door and let's go where no Winnipeg Jets team has ever gone before. Come on, boys. 10 minutes left in the third period. Nikolai Ehlers grows the lead to 4. And oh my goodness. Okay, power play goal from Connor McDavid. And the Oilers are not done yet. They're trying to surge back into this one with a minute left. Let's go watch this celebration. And here we are. We just wanted to wait to do it in front of our home fans for the first time ever. I don't want to get too crazy yet. Once we get into the simulation, anything can happen as Hellebuck makes a big time save. But I am feeling very confident about this team. I'm feeling very confident about the decisions I made over the offseason, now that obviously we've made it, well, hopefully to the Cup Finals anyways. I feel like my moves are justified now, even if maybe, you know, they were still a little bit sketchy. But either way, 57 seconds left. It feels good to be a Winnipeg Jets fan right now, boys. It feels good. With David in front, big time save from Hellebuyck with half a minute remaining in this period. Oh my goodness, the boys, they've worked so hard to get to where they are right now. It's so rewarding. You know, this league is incredibly competitive, and each and every day these boys get in the gym, they get on the ice, and they work their butt off for their GM, for their fans, for everybody down in the comments. And finally, for the first time in history, I believe, the Winnipeg Jets are going to the Stanley Cup Finals. Soak it in, boys. This is a monumental moment in our history. This team, Adam Lowry is the captain. You know, some people may say he's not good enough to be a captain, but I say it's about the leadership in the locker room, not the skill on the ice necessarily. There are the two captains shaking hands. Obviously, we have the $8.5 million men, Mark Scheifele, Kyle Connor, the new contract of Nikolai Ehlers. But here is Lowry. Will he hold the trophy? No. He shakes hands, and the Jets are off on a jet to New York, baby. Our run is not over. Our season is not over. It's only just begun. The current round of the playoffs is over. Let's continue simulating. And here we are. Rangers, Jets. Stanley Cup Finals. The Rangers obviously have incredible history. The Jets trying to make history of their own. And this is the team that faces us in the Stanley Cup Finals. Panarin, 95 overall with 19 points in 17 games. Zibanejad, 90 overall with 16 in 17. Capo Caco with 18 in 17 has grown to an 87 overall. It's not going to be an easy one. Then Chris Kreider only at an 83, but still with 10 points in 17 games. Philip Keedle, who is not going to play for the rest of the regular season in the real world, has 12 points in 17 games. And then Vincent Trocheck with 10 points in 17. So the great first line. Second line drops off a little bit. Third line, though, is quite deep. 9 points for Lafreniere in 17 games. They are minus, though, 9 points for Monahan and 11 for Rasmus Allen. So a decent third line, some minuses, but not bad. But then the fourth line is not ideal here with 79 overall Will Cooley, Tyson Jost, and Barclay Goudreau. Not bad. They're not a horrible minus, but they don't really chip in for much offense. Oh boy, defensively they look strong. Keandre Miller and Adam Fox. Adam Fox with 16 points in 17 games, 94 overall exact franchise potential. Crazy. Keandre Miller at an 86 overall, he's got 8 points. After that, Jacob Trouba is a great second pairing defenseman at an 85 overall, two-way defender. 4 points plus 3 alongside of Eric Gustafsson, the offensive defenseman. So that they have a very strong defensive core, and goaltending is still Igor Shesterkin. This is going to be, I think, a defensive series. Igor with a .924 save percentage and a 2.41 goals against average is very similar to what Hellebuyck has with us. Let me just show you the team that has gotten us here. I have not changed the lines a single time in the playoffs. Hellebuyck, .932 save percentage with a 2.17. That is unheard of in franchise mode. We have Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, and Gabriel Velarde on that first line. Second line, Nikolai Ehlers, Cole Perfetti, Brock Besser. Third line, David Perron, Boone Jenner, Adam Lowry. Fourth line, Fialbi, Nick Bonino, and Corey Perry. Bonino has dropped to a 79 overall. Perry still at an 81. This is going to be a battle of behemoths. This is Goliath versus Goliath. This is Kong versus Godzilla. This is Mayweather versus Ali, both in their prime. This is whatever you want to call it. This is Habib versus Conor McGregor. Oh my goodness, this is a battle of the titans here. And we're going to start game one off. We are in New York, Madison Square Garden. Storied history, storied teams. And the first period is underway here in New York. What can we get? And Cole Perfetti, our young second-line center who will one day replace Mark Scheifele, opens the scoring up for our team. Oh, and then Gabriel Velarde on that first line as well. Proves why he's up there. You know, some people may say he's only an 84 overall. He doesn't deserve it. But I say he's up there, and that first line has 2 goals, and he shows exactly why I have entrusted him with that first line time. Kyle Connor scores a goal. Velarde scores a goal. Perfetti scores a goal. All from basically the same areas as well. And the Jets have stormed off in this one. Up 3-0. Let's get that second period underway. Don't need a big speech or anything like that right now. Got to save those in the bank. And Josh Morrissey blasts one past Shesterkin, who is befuddled right now at the amount of offense that these Winnipeg Jets seemingly have up and down the lineup. First line, second line, first line defensive pair. It can come from anywhere. We can hit you like a truck, blindside you. And we end that second period with a 4-1 lead. Up by 3 going into the third. Boys, we've done this all playoff run. It's no different now. You know what to do. Hellebuck and the defense. It's on you now. It's all on you now. Obviously, a goal would be very nice, but we have scored our fair share in this one. Don't need to get greedy with it. Okay, there's Panarin who scores. And now hang on. Only up by 2 with 5 minutes remaining. And the third period, okay, now I'm feeling good about it. And we get a power play goal from Perfetti, who scores his second. And that is a massive victory. Excuse me, I did not mean to go to that. But a massive victory in the Stanley Cup Finals, showing these Winnipeg Jets that not only can we play with them, and proving to ourselves as well, not only can we play with them, but we can beat them. I'm not going to make any cuts here. I don't want to be accused of anything. So let's just get right back in to game number 2. Game 1 went so well. We are still in Madison Square Garden. Obviously, Shesterkin may be looking to have a bit of a better performance than last game. So let's try to get to him early, just like we did in the last one. We start on the power play, 5-on-3. It goes nowhere. Okay. And in fact, New York is going to score on their first shot of the game. And then Adam Fox is going to score as well. So this game, try not to let it get out of hand, boys. But unfortunately, they have 4 goals on 5 shots. What is going on? And Brossoit is now in the net. And that is a horrible, horrible start to the game. And I don't even want to look at this anymore. 4-0 for the New York Rangers. Just start the second period. This is disgusting. I mean, you know, it's one thing to, you know, let 2 early goals, but then you come back and you at least, you know, you don't have to win the game, but you at least show some resiliency. But this, we're just rolling over for these guys. I know we have 24 shots, 25 shots, but it's just not enough. 4-0 for the New York Rangers going into the third period. I mean, scoring 4 on Igor Shesterkin, playing like how he is right now. That's just, it's not a recipe for success, man. But I will say, in all of the games that we've played, man, every time Connor Hellebuck has allowed a lot of goals, you know, 4, 5, 6 goals, he's come back the next game and he's shown himself to be a great goalie. Now, I don't like whatsoever that Shesterkin just got a 42 save shutout. I will say that does not bode well. But I trust this team. I have faith in us. We're going to go to the third game. Any changes to the lineup, boys? We're just going to go straight in here. We're tied at 1, and we are now going to Winnipeg. We took a game on the road. So now if we can just come back here and win both of our games at home, we can really show these guys that we mean business. We start on the power play. We do kill it off, though. That is big. Hopefully Connor Hellebuck is in the net and not Laurent Brossoit. And then they have another power play. Come on, refs. What are you doing out there? And Vinny Trocheck scores just after the power play as the 83 overall goes to work. And then Jacob Trouba, good Lord. And now we're down 2-0 at the end of the first period. And it looks like for the first time in this playoff run, we are in a bad spot here. We are in quite a bad spot. Second period is underway now. I need somebody to step up big time for me. Can it be Cole Perfetti again like he did in game one? Can we get a Mark Scheifele goal? No. Trocheck. Trocheck is our nightmare right now. I think he has 3 goals in the last 2 games. Oh my goodness. And the second period, oh my goodness. Okay. This has showed me we need to make some line changes because this is unbelievable. This is unacceptable. This is unbelievable behavior from the boys. A 5-on-3 power. Oh, okay, let's just get out of here. 6-7-0. Let's just get out of there, boys. I mean, everybody was bad. We just got smoked 7-0. Besser was okay, so the second line is staying the same. Those guys were even, but everybody else -3s. Oh my goodness. That's just unacceptable. I mean, is anybody even trying out there? 2 games in a row, 4-0, 7-0 for 60 minutes now. Excuse me, for 120 minutes. We have not been able to solve Igor Shesterkin, so we're going to have to make some big time changes here, boys. Big time changes. Now, what to do. Second line is great. I'm not moving them. Boone Jenner maybe up to the first line, huh? Velarde, Boone Jenner puts down a +3, but I have to make some changes here. Or we can do Velarde. Instead of Velarde, we can do David Perron. I like that. Perron is our leading point scorer as a +12. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Then fourth line. Yeah, fourth line is getting eaten alive, it looks like. So Chaz Lucius, get your first opportunity here in the lineup. I think so. Who will come out? Let's see. I think Fialbi will come out. He has the least experience, so let's get Lucius. Let's get Lucius in there for this line. Now, can he play? Should he play center? We should probably have Bonino playing center. He's got better faceoffs. Yeah, Bonino in the center. Perry on your shooting side. Let's try to see if we can rekindle some of that magic. And other than that, okay, I like these lines how they are now. Now, defensively, I think we're going to have to stack it up. But the two, I mean, it's just this bottom pair, man. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go a little bit crazy. Chisholm's going to come in. I know he's a 78 overall, but I can't be having like these big minuses on my team. Hellebuck, you've had a couple of struggles here recently. A few games where, you know, the bounces haven't gone your way. The puck's been you haven't been feeling the puck as much. But I need you now more than ever, Hellebuck. I need this first line to click. Second line, I need you guys to start scoring again as well. And I just need a big 60-minute effort from everybody. We have to find a way to solve Igor Shesterkin, who is on a 120-minute shutout, okay? We're in Winnipeg. The fans, they have not given up on us. We're only down by 1 game in this one. We can still come back, boys, and we're at home. Now is the time to do it. Your girlfriends are in the stand, your wives, your children, your moms, dads, grandparents. You know, they've all lived their entire lives without seeing a Winnipeg Jets Stanley Cup coming home. So let's make this dream a reality. And let's get into this game. Let's show some passion. Let's show why we deserve to be here. This is a tough team, but we are also tough. We are gritty. We have great defense. And of course, as soon as I'm trying to pump these boys up, Panarin is going to get the first one of the night, and the power play goes nowhere. And we cannot solve Igor Shesterkin for 100 and hang on, how long? Yeah, we're going to be able to get one in on him. 100 and yes, we do. Shesterkin's shutout streak ends. Oh my goodness. But Will Cooley scores with 31 seconds remaining in that first period, and that's a bad goal to give up by Hellebuck, man. That really is. But Shesterkin's shutout streak ends at like 138 minutes. Oh my goodness. Will Cooley scores with 31 seconds. That's awful. Oh, Hellebuck, I just needed you to close the door a little bit longer, my buddy. All right, boys. Scheifele, our assistant captain, gets us on the board. We're going to need the second line to show up for us. We're going to need all lines. I need the Corey Perry goal right now. Scorey Perry, if you will. Let's go here. I need some depth to show up. Power play goes nowhere. Another power play. Come on, boys. 5-on-3. And we can't score. I got to change that power play here after this game, whether we win it or not. Power play again. And finally, Kyle Connor breaks through the wall that is Igor Shesterkin. Oh my goodness, can we get another one? Another one. The refs are trying to feed us this game despite the storied history of the New York Rangers. They want to see a Winnipeg Jets, a good matchup here between the Jets and the Rangers, and they're giving us some power plays to work with. Unfortunately, we cannot capitalize on many of them. Shesterkin is lighting it up back there. I need Connor Hellebuck. I can't even talk. I'm so flustered. I need our first line. I need our defensive pairings. Where is that offense? We got Esa Lindell scoring goals for us in the first 3 rounds, and now ever since, we've been silent here. Silent as the night, it seems, in these last couple of games. So come on, boys. We've had a great effort tonight. A huge effort. But I just need more. I just need more from you. You have to empty your tanks. I know we're running low, but you have to completely empty them in this game. All right? Third period underway. Up against the Rangers. They've got nothing on us. Let's go, boys. Come on. No power play to the Rangers, and their lethal power play gets another power play goal, man. Come on, boys. Somebody, please step up. Please. I'm begging you. Our captain? No, and Tyson Jost is going to score. And we can't solve Igor Shesterkin, man. 42 shots on the net. 43 shots on the net. And he only gives up 2 goals. This is just like running into Carey Price in the finals. Shesterkin, oh my god, makes 41 saves. And we lose that game. And our back is firmly up against the wall. Firmly up against the wall now. Oh my goodness. How did Chisholm do? I have to look. I don't want to. It's going to be bad for my mental health if he's in... Yeah, he's a -1. Enola -5. Oh my god. Okay. I'm going to stack. I've got to stack the lines. We've got to go back to Kniazev, Enola. Yeah. Enola, Kniazev, Lindell, Brodin. I got to stack the lines. I have to do it. So, Ehlers, you're going up to that first line. We have to do it. We're going to start with that second line that was so good for us at the regular season. Oh my goodness. Chaz Lucius, what were you? You were -1. You only played 9 minutes. Do I put Kupari in there? Kupari has not had any. Nah, should I go back with Fialbi? Oh man, this is a tough decision. This is a very, very tough decision. You know what? Oh, do I do it? The AHL season's over. Do I bring up Brad Lambert? 78 overall, low elite. He's got 82 on the face-offs. Do I bring him up? You know what? Our back's against the wall. We're down 3-1 in the series. Our fourth line center is a -5. At some point, he's got to get the call, right? At some point, you've got to make the call. You've got to bring people up. Okay, over the too many players on the roster, who can go down? Like there always comes a time when a player needs to prove themselves, right? The team has to rally around something. We have to show that we're not just going to roll over and lose 4 games in a row, get gentlemen swept. And the way that we do that is we bring in some young talent, some young blood into this lineup. Brad Lambert, welcome to the NHL. Your first game in the NHL. Oh my goodness. Should I do this? Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it, boys. Brad Lambert, Chaz Lucius, alongside of Corey Perry. Let's see what the kids can do. Power play is going to remain the same. Penalty kill. Actually, no, I need to change the power play. Penalty kill, though, should be good. It should be so good. Let's put Werenski on there instead. +4 now on that penalty kill. Down here, Lowry. Lampert should not probably be on the penalty kill, though, I will say. But he does fit it well. He actually does fit it well. Okay. Okay. Maybe I'll put him on this unit instead. Okay, let's get Chaz Lucius out of there. And let me put Kyle Connor. Connor, how's your defense? 4-star defense. It's not great. Nikolai Ehlers for 3.5. Okay, not Ehlers. I'm just thinking here, boys. I don't want to cut anything, obviously, because You know, I want this to be as authentic as I can make it. So let's put Kyle Connor on the penalty kill. We got to give our guys time, man. We've got to load it up, and Mark Scheifele is going to be the center. Got to load it up when we have the opportunity to. So I'm liking this penalty kill unit here. Boone Jenner out there, Velarde, yep, and Lowry, sure, okay. We've done all we can do. Power play, I have to change the power play as well. It's just not working, man. It's just not working whatsoever. Let's get Perron here instead of you. Instead of Perfetti, let's go with Zach Werenski. Let's put 2 defensemen. And then this unit will not have any defensemen. That's pretty much all I can do. Like, I can't really... Yeah, okay. Those are going to be the lines. These are going to be our final lines. We've stacked with Nikolai Ehlers. I want Kyle Connor to play his offside so that he can take some one-timers if he has to. Then, yeah, David Perron on his good side. Okay, everybody is, we're trying to click on all cylinders here. I'm putting everybody on their shooting side. Chaz Lucius can be on his shooting side. He's got, is he a better shooting? 4-star shooting? Yeah, he's got the better shooting. So, Lucius, Perry, Lambert, go out there, play your game, my friend. Just pretend like, you know, nobody's watching, nobody cares. You're just out there to play your game, all right? We called you up. We want you to be part of this team. I'm proud of this team no matter what happens, but boy, would I like to see us just make a run, you know, just stick it, you know, to these dang New York Rangers, these pesky Rangers who have our number all of a sudden. Boys, all I'm asking for is a strong effort. We put a strong effort in last game, but I need to see that again, all right? This is an incredible team. This has been an incredible run, but we're not done yet, all right? We are not done yet. We're a great team. We've got great players, but when we band together, we've come back from 3-1 before. Why not do it now? Why not us, right? 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers or whatever it was. Why can't we do it too? We can, and we will. It's going to start right here as Chris Kreider scores on Connor Hellebuyck. Okay, Kreider gets his second of the night, and sadly, all of this is seems like no. Mark Scheifele scores on that first line, which has been stacked to the brim with talent, but then because of Benajad, and Hellebuyck has given up 3 goals in 1 period. Come on, boys. I know they have crazy offense. I know they do. But we can play with these guys. We can. Chris Kreider's at 83 overall. We have 85s, 86s on our second line, on our third lines. Let's go. Show up. Show up one time for our fans. One time. That's all I'm asking. Give us something to cheer about here in Winnipeg. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, and Vincent Trocheck. 4-1. 4-1. Just like the series is going to be. How poetic. How poetic that this game might end. Oh, 5-1. Barclay Goodrow. And I'm helpless to do anything. I just have to sit here and watch the time tick by. The boys put up no fight. I get that we won the first game. I was feeling so good about it afterwards, but boy, looking at Chaz Lucius scores, the young kid. But it's just not enough. The power play, the new power plays go nowhere. Oh, man. 2 minutes left in this one. We're going to jump in. Obviously, we do not play. We cannot cheat. Look at this. You see those? Look at the bottom left of your screen. Our offense is better. Our defense is better. Our goaltending is better. But our will... our grit, our determination, our energy. We've been outworked this entire series, it feels like. Well, push for offense. Let's push for offense, boys. Just full forecheck, full attack. And all we can do is try our best here. We're down 5-2 in this game. We have to go in and watch it because of celebration and things like that. Cole Perfetti just gets stripped off the puck with ease, and they have their fourth line out there up against us, basically. And there's Lowry, takes a shot. Shesterkin makes an easy save. Let's get that first line out there. But, oh, man, I am devastated right now. I stacked the lines. I did all I could. And the Stanley Cup is in the building. Oh, man, this could have been us. This could have been us. It's so frustrating, man. Just to see all your hard work, the thought process that went into getting Esa Lindell, you know, and maybe it wasn't, maybe it was flawed. Maybe we would have been better if we had Neil Pionk instead of Lindell in this series. But man, we made such a run. There's a shot and a miraculous save, of course, by Shesterkin. I'm too sad to even react to these crazy saves. Here's Zibanejad in front of Panarin. Get another one, why not? Just pour it on for your fans. You're going to win another Stanley Cup here. What, since the Gretzky era? Oh, it's heartbreaking. A minute left in this game. Here's Panarin. Oh my goodness, I can't believe this. Hellebuyck makes that save. Let's get that third line out there to win the draw. Boone Jenner. But just, it's been a great series with the Rangers here. I know it doesn't feel like it. We got blown out in game number 2, blown out in game number 3. I get that, but they're just an incredibly strong team. Igor Shesterkin really did stand on his head. Oh, and sometimes the chips don't fall your way, you know? Sometimes you work hard, you make all the right decisions, but sometimes it's just not meant to be. And unfortunately, for us, this is like our third time. Well, this is our second time really making it far. Last year, obviously out in the Western Conference Finals. This year, in the Stanley Cup Finals, and we take a penalty there. And if this game wasn't going poorly enough, one of our best players, in Josh Morrissey, is going to go ahead and take a tripping penalty. And frustration. Frustration for Winnipeg. Frustration for the players, the management staff even, the coach. I mean, we had a great run. We faced little resistance until the Stanley Cup Final, but by then, it was just too late, man. Too little, too late. And we're going to go home. We're going to hit the golf courses. It's going to be... it's a tough one. It's a tough pill to swallow. It's rough to see. Just pile it on. Just pile it on, Filipino. Yeah, just do it. Whatever. You know, it's tough to see us go out like this with seemingly little to no fights, but I know the boys were trying. I know they were doing their best. Just sometimes it's just not meant to be. I know I've said that already, but with 20 seconds left in this game, dump and chase. I mean, the adrenaline in this building would be crazy for the Rangers, but for us, just energy absolutely sapped from this game, from this series even. We didn't even stand a chance, really. After that first game, seems like they corrected their course. They found us in their sights and they shot. And boy, did they stop us right in our tracks. Congratulations to the New York Rangers. They are the, what is this, 2027 Stanley Cup champions? 2026 Stanley Cup champions? Yeah, 2026 Stanley Cup champions. And what a year they had. Here's the Conn Smythe winner, Artemi Panarin. But 26 points. But I would give it to Shesterkin. You know, he had 2 shutouts in the Stanley Cup final alone. That's a crazy performance out of your goalie. He made like 40 saves multiple times in that last game, or not this game, but in the game before. Here's the Stanley Cup coming out, and Gary gonna call up their captain. Who is their captain? Jacob Trouba, right? Here he is, Trouba, their second pairing defenseman, but their captain, and the city loves him. A lot of people don't like him because of the hits that he makes, but he plays hard. He plays the game in a strong way. And there he is, hoisting Lord Stanley. A former Winnipeg Jet also, wasn't he? Wasn't he a former Winnipeg Jet? Oh, that stings. Facing his former team. He ends up getting it done. And who's he going to pass the cup off to? I don't have control of this, but he chooses one of his defensive compatriots there. It's Adam Fox. He's got a good playoff beard. Number 23, their franchise defenseman. 94 overall defenseman out there. Oh, and boy, did he show it in this series and throughout the entire playoff run. Great playoffs from him. Who's it going to go to now? Is it going to go to Shesterkin, Panarin, Zibanejad, or this man who caused us so many problems in the finals? I mean, how many goals did he have in the final? Somebody go back and tally it up. My guess is like 5 goals, maybe 6 goals in 5 games. Just an absolute beastly performance from Vincent Trocheck. It seemed like he was getting on the board with a goal every single night. So it's deserved. It's deserved, but boy does it hurt. It stings real bad. I'm sure for you guys it does as well, but for me, oh, this is a rough one. This is a very, very rough one. I didn't even see who he handed it off to. Who was it? Is that Barclay Goodrow? Looks like it. Yeah, there it is. Barclay Goodrow, number 21. And he's already had rings, I think. He was in Tampa, wasn't he? Was he in Tampa? I don't remember. I don't remember. But he's back in New York, and and the New York Rangers gather at center ice in the very place where Gretzky started it, Madison Square Garden, I think it was anyways. They take a picture to commemorate the moment, and they're going to be happy after tonight. And here we are, back at the menu. Obviously, congratulations go out to the New York Rangers, but what a year this was. We have some contracts expiring that we can take a look at here. Obviously, Kyle Connor does not want to come back for some reason, even though he just made the Stanley Cup Finals. He wants 11.8, which is basically what he wanted last time I took a look at it as well. 11.8 is a pretty good price for Kyle Connor, in my opinion. We can probably get him at a discount, a little bit of maybe a discount somewhere around 10, maybe something along those lines. Excuse me. But I'm not entirely sure what we should do with guys like Kyle Connor. You know, maybe we can get him 10.5, something like that. And then we have obviously Boone Jenner probably not coming back. Same thing with David Perron, probably not coming back either. Only 3.9 million though. We can probably make that work. Gabriel Velarde was great on the first line, but it means that he wants $4 million. I'm not sure. Ville Heinola was good in the regular season, but in the postseason kind of dropped off, and he wants 4.5. Not sure about that one. Perry not coming back. Kupari, depending on what he wants. 1 mil, yeah, I can probably do 1 mil for Kupari. Benino, Fialbi, all these other guys down here. Brad Lampard as well. What does he want? He wants... Okay, I'm going to do this right now, actually. We can go a 2-way deal for 3 years. Can I do a 1-way deal for 3 years? For four years even? I mean, I could like really try to get it up there, but... He wants, we'll go 2-way, 2 years. Yeah, 2-way, 2 years at 0.85. That's a pretty big no-brainer right there. And all these other guys can wait. Oh man. All right, so basically we have to sign Kyle Connor, but everybody else is not a huge deal. There are the Rangers. Congratulations to them. The Abbotsford Canucks are the AHL Calder champions, and now it's just time to simulate to the draft. We can take a look at retirements and things like that. Lambert is back on. He re-signs his contract, which is nice to see. Let's look at the draft lottery. Nashville goes from 9 to 1. Good for them. Boston then moves down from 1 to 2. Buffalo moves down from 1 to 2. Arizona from 2 to 3. The Toronto Maple Leafs pick 4th, which is just absolutely outrageous. And everybody else basically stays the same. So Toronto is going to get a great player, despite the fact that they already have like the top 4, obviously. And in this draft class, Eric Staal goes out, Kyle Okposo goes out, Mark Giordano, Alex Goligoski, Andrew Cogliano, just a lot of kind of depth guys, kind of middle of the pack guys. Alec Martinez, who we kicked out in round number 1. Patrick Maroon out here was a 76 overall. Interesting stuff. Is this Rick? No, Riley Nash, of course. Matt Martin, Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, who was a former Colorado Avalanche, I believe, for a little bit. Yeah, for 2 years. Vegas, Philadelphia. Okay, cool. Ryan Reeves goes out. Legend, Ryan Reeves. Brendan Smith, Matt Irving, all these guys. Brad Hunt. Goaltending, oh my goodness, a legend. Oh, we had Jonathan Quick in the system. I didn't even remember that. Oh my goodness. But Quick, I picked him up on waivers. I forgot about that. But he calls it a career with us. I should have played him maybe in the Stanley Cup Final. He might have been able to help us. I forgot. What can you say? It's been a while since I recorded with my trip and things like that, but amazing career for Jonathan Quick. 402 wins, 295 losses, 98 overtime losses, 59 shutouts, 911 save percentage, 2.49 goals against average. He had 22 points, assists. He had 3 rings. Oh my, how many rings did he have actually? I don't remember. But quite a few rings for him. And Yaroslav Halak goes out in Laval. Where else should he have gone, man? He had some really crazy years in Montreal, and he retires with them. So great career from all those guys. Giordano's now a coach. All these players are scouts. Jonathan Quick's actually a scout. Maybe we can bring him on board. Oof, draft, things like that. Now we're at the draft, so let me show you who's available, and who you guys think that we should pick up, because there are some pretty good names here. So going up first, we're probably not going to be able to move up to any of these players up here, but they're all going to be great, medium elite type guys. Tommy Tervanen is a playmaker going first. Sam Kennedy, sniper, going second. Wes Rieger, grinder, medium elite grinder here with truculence, going third. Gavin McKenna, playmaker, medium elite, going fourth. Fifth is Will Hoffman, two-way defender, cycle pinch, NHL ready, similar to Brent Burns. Ryan Rubrock is a sniper, only with a shooting though, so I'm not too happy with that, but going sixth. Probably won't get any of those guys. And then let's check for NHL ETA of NHL ready, or like 1 year, like these two guys down here. Both 1 year away. Defensive defenseman, two-way defenseman, something along those lines. There's a right-handed guy here. We need right-handed defenseman. Maybe we could think about moving up for a Brian Zajac. Anybody else who is close to being ready, or is that kind of it? I'm just looking at the NHL ETA right now, not the potential. And I'm not seeing anything too crazy. 2 years away here for UC Lumala. Okay. So maybe Lucy Lumala is an option, or Yessi Lumala is an option. Let's keep going though for now. 2 years away over here, but medium top 9. I'm not interested in that. Low elite, 2 years away. Shoot pinch defensive defenseman. Okay. Yeah, Matt Dahl. I was looking at this guy a little bit earlier, and he could be a good option for us. Low elite player, left-handed defenseman from the SHL. Could be good for the future. Play alongside of Josh Morrissey maybe. He's got that low elite potential. So maybe with our first round pick, we can trade down for him perhaps and try to pick him up. But now let's look at total potential around the board. We have a few goaltenders. So there's a goalie from Switzerland here. Knowalchuk, kind of like Kovalchuk. Then we have Adam Rasmussen from the USA. We have Thomas Lander from Sweden. A lot of good goalies. And then we have the guy that I'm most interested in here, Mikael Helmersson, also from Sweden. He is a gem, which is why I'm most interested in him. But he's 5 years away, so he's going to be a bit of a project. By then, Hellbuck might be decreasing a little bit, so could be something good. But then we have some low elite players as well. There's 3 low elite players that I would like maybe to get my hands on all of them, but if not, at least Matt Dahl with our first round selection, and then one of either Peyton Hines, who's an offensive defenseman, or Thomas Ekman-Larsson, who is a two-way forward. If we're getting Matt Dahl, though, maybe we get Peyton Hines to be his left-handed partner of a future, maybe. Who knows, but maybe Thomas Ekman-Larsson can be a guy. There's a few options here. And then after that, kind of just medium top 6 guys throughout the first round and a bit later as well. And then some low top 6 guys. Like this guy's a gem. Maybe we'll look at picking him up. Aiden Jovanovski. There's also Sergei Ovechkin, 5 years away, playmaker, going, it seems like our scouts like him. So that could be nice. And then medium top 4 defenseman, anybody crazy? This guy could be decent, fairly decent here. Phil Urquhart, defensive defenseman, 5 years away, but he's got gems, so maybe he'll end up growing well for us. And other than that, doesn't look like anything too crazy. So that's what the draft looks like there, boys. Now we can take a look at all these contracts and things like that. So we have 2 days until the re-sign phase. We'll probably just wait until the re-sign phase to get it all done. Josh Morrissey has grown to a 91 overall. Was he already 91 though? Maybe he was. I'm not entirely sure. And looks like his demand actually went up. Kyle Connor's demand went up slightly, but that's still not a big deal. Boone Jenner, I don't think Boone Jenner is coming back. We'll let him walk to free agency. David Perron. So we're going to get Kyle Connor back on the team. David Perron, I think, is going to be walking. Gabriel Velarde, we might be able to get back, but he wants 4 mil. Oh, no, there we go. If we go like 2 years, 2 years for Gabriel Velarde at only 3.425 is a great deal. I should do this right now, I think. I think I should do this now. What can I extend him for? Let me just think about this. He wants the extension. Ville Heinola, how much does Heinola want? He wants, okay, his demand came down as well. 2 years, 2.6, that's pretty good as well. Let me look at this Velarde contract, though. I want to do this right now because this is a great deal. So the 85% rule says I can get him around 2.9. So I'm going to go 3 mil, 2 years, 3 mil for Gabriel Velarde, who has been, you know, flirting with that first line for like in the playoffs for the last 2 years, and he's been great doing it. So how many points did he have in the playoffs this year? He had 40 points in the regular season, but in the playoffs I'm more interested in. He had 10 points in 21 games. Okay, it's not as great as last year actually, but it's still worth, I think it's still worth $3 million for 2 years. That's not a bad deal whatsoever. So I'm willing to do this. 3 mil for 2 years. If he says no, we'll just sign him in the offseason. He's also an RFA, so I'm not worried about it. But we'll send that contract out to him because I think that's a great deal, an amazing deal. And then after that, we mostly just have to sign Kyle Connor and maybe 1 or 2 of these other guys here. I'll show you what they're looking for. David Perron, looking for only like 3 mil, actually 4 mil for David Perron. It's not bad at all. Maybe 3.5 we can get him for, something like that. So let me know what you think about that. But remember, also he's 38. He might start to drop off a little bit. Boone Jenner wanted $7 million. That's not happening for Boone Jenner. Heinola is here, and then after that, it's pretty much it. Everybody else is going to be like 1 mil, like around that ballpark. So we definitely, or we can save some money, you know, sign Kyle Connor, let these two guys walk, and then try to pick somebody up in free agency with, what would we have? Let's say we sign Heinola for that $3 million for 2 years, and then we get Kyle Connor on like, I don't know, man, like 11 mil. That means that we would still have how much money? Like $5 million to go pick up somebody. That could be a good second, third line type guy, mill 6 player. It's not bad at all. Also, maybe a defenseman we got to get in there. Goalie's not a big problem. Defenseman, just Heinola. Everybody else is all good. So that's what the situation's looking like. I'm just so crushed after that defeat. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was a bit of a crazy one there, but if you liked it, feel free to give it a like, comment if you're new, and subscribe to the channel. It's greatly appreciated. You guys have been showing me love recently, so I definitely am very thankful for that. I hope it continues, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Peace out.